Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
The FDA votes yes on Pfizer's COVID vaccine for younger children, but there's one big question for parents to consider.
A former city treasurer facing serious charges over what she allegedly did with people's property tax money.
Ambulances idled. Detroit is hit by a staffing shortage of people trained to save lives. We've seen staffing struggles involving teachers, bus drivers, truck drivers, airline pilots, and many more.
But what happens when emergency services are impacted? Detroit usually has 25 EMS units operating across the city. Today, 9 of those units are shut down.
Local 4 defender Sean Lay has been looking into the reasons and how the city is trying to keep people safe despite being down all those ambulances, Sean.
Let's talk about this, Kimberly. A big deal across the city. We're here in Midtown. This is squad number 2, and it is closed. The ambulance is parked inside. Sources say it should be operating because it's close to Wayne State, and this is a heavily populated area. We can give you 8 other examples of ambulances being closed in 8 different Detroit neighborhoods. So tonight we're going to talk about why this is happening, what's being done about it. Here's Commissioner Eric Jones.
So there are 9 closed today. We're in the midst of a transformation for the Detroit Fire Department, where we're merging the roles of firefighter, paramedic, and EMT.
All across Detroit today, 9 EMS units are closed. Ambulances parked. There are not enough medics and EMTs to staff them and respond to emergencies. The Local 4 defenders obtaining this list of EMS units that are not in service today, impacting the entire city. We asked Fire Commissioner Eric Jones about his concerns when he saw the list of parked ambulances.
It concerns me, but I'm confident that our firefighters can handle the load because they are handling the load.
Jones is pointing to when there's no ambulance, a medically trained firefighter will get to the emergency first. Sources say it's about staffing, telling us medics and EMTs have low morale, have an extreme workload, are calling out sick and quitting at alarming rates.
We have some sick calls, we have some injuries. We replace the sick call-offs with overtime. However, if an individual refuses the overtime, we have to close that unit because we don't run one-person ambulances. I agree with them. So we're still in the pandemic. They worked courageously during the pandemic. Some individuals decided to take different careers. Some individuals have persevered and are staying, and some individuals are actually stepping up to participate in the merge roles.
The key question, what if you live in these 9 areas and you need help?
A firefighter will be there in 7 minutes. That's what they need to know.
All right, back here live. You also need to know if a firefighter gets to you first to stabilize a patient, firefighters cannot transport on the fire engine. They'll still have to wait for an ambulance. What's being done about this? Eric Jones, the commissioner, says the department is hiring. They've gotten hundreds of applications. And also he talked about the transformation guys, about hiring and also training firefighters to have a shift in a fire truck fighting fires and then another shift as an EMT or EMS medic. Guys, back to you.
Oh, good. They're getting at least some job applications. All right, Sean, we appreciate it.
A major development involving Pfizer's vaccine for children ages 5 to 11.
That's right. So this afternoon, the FDA's vaccine advisory panel voted in favor of recommending the vaccine for emergency use authorization. The FDA will now make its decision, and then the CDC and its advisors would also need to weigh in. While the FDA's panel of outside experts were nearly unanimous in their support, several raised concerns about the potential risk of heart inflammation seen in teens and young adults.
For more on this concern, we bring in Dr. Frank McGeorge, and this is unfortunately a question that I think, Doc, is without a true answer yet.
Well, you know, Kim and Devin, here's the thing. Clinical trials are never designed to be able to detect rare side effects because they would need to include millions of people. But in terms of evaluating the risk-benefit balance for the Pfizer vaccine in 5 to 11-year-olds, the risk of myocarditis is actually the central question. The real issue is that existing vaccine data on 5 to 11-year-olds doesn't have enough participants to detect the uncommon complication. So it's left to the statisticians to calculate the potential risk. The risk of myocarditis was estimated based on the rates seen in 12 to 17-year-olds, which may be an overestimate. This slide was from one of the FDA presenters. In boys, the FDA estimates for every million fully vaccinated, there would be 179 excess myocarditis cases, 156 excess myocarditis hospitalizations, and 57 excess myocarditis ICU stays. But for girls, the numbers are much lower, with 32 excess cases, 28 excess hospitalizations, and 10 ICU stays. Now that's on the risk side. On the benefit side, vaccinating 1 million children between 5 and 11, you would prevent about 58,000 COVID cases, about 250 hospitalizations, 70 ICU stays, and between 1 and 2 deaths. Now, of course, this is all dependent on a number of assumptions. If, for example, the number of new COVID cases falls, then there would be less benefit that's seen with vaccines. On the other side, if there are fewer cases of myocarditis because it's, let's say, less common in younger children, then there would be less risk. Now, of course, these numbers are going to need to be followed if the vaccine goes into wider use. Back to you.
Definitely numbers that parents want to know. Frank, we appreciate it.
Well, today was the day a lot of folks decided to break out. I saw turtlenecks today, a couple of sweaters in the office. Yep.
Boots, our floor director earlier had on boots. It's been cold out there, Paulie.
Yeah, it was a brisk one, but here, this is going to warm your heart. Take a look at our Skycam shot here from our downtown Skycam atop the Penobscot building. What a beautiful sunset in progress. That's just spectacular. We're all now in the 40s. Looks like mid-40s in most areas. Adrian, you're at 48 degrees. The wind is settling down a bit. It's generally 10 to 15 miles per hour, and it will lose some of the gustiness and diminish a bit during the overnight hours. And once again, we've been telling you all afternoon, you can see how the moisture from Lake Huron has just put more cloud cover into the eastern part of the area, in particular the thumb. Areas to the west, it's been just blue sky and sunshine all day. So through the 40s this evening, down probably just dropping another 3-4 degrees by midnight. The cloud cover is going to increase through the night, but it's going to be a dry night. All right, we have a lot to talk about through the end of the week, including the next rain system coming our way, but we'll do that in a few minutes. Right now, I don't want you to forget that the Local Forecasters app is the best weather app in the nation. And I say that because we designed it ourselves here at Local 4. So it is the best because our meteorologists put our input into it. It's free. Just go to the App Store, search under WDIV, and you have real-time radar right in the palm of your hand, guys.
All right, Paul. A Dearborn man facing charges after police say he tried to kidnap and sexually assault a girl. Happened Sunday night at the Kroger on Grand River near Beck. This is in Novi. Prosecutors say a mother and her 2 daughters were shopping. One 24-year-old, Matthias Mangan, approached them. They say Magnan tried to grab the 12-year-old girl in one of the aisles. Officers call the mom a hero for the way she reacted.
Mom fought him off by throwing whatever she could find on the shelves at him. He ran away, and then he attempted to come back and do it again. And she again fought him, pushed him away.
Mangan was arrested by police leaving the store. He's charged with assault with intent to commit a sex crime and attempted kidnapping. So bond set at $1 million.
A former treasurer of Hazel Park is facing criminal charges following an FBI investigation. Joanne Hubbs is accused of using property tax money to pay personal expenses. Larry Spruill has more on the investigation and the reaction from Hazel Park.
Hazel Park leaders say that former treasurer worked here inside City Hall for years, and although this started about 2018, that's when they realized that she was doing something illegal.
We hope that this sends a message that we're not going to put up with theft and embezzlement here in the city of Hazel Park.
Straight into the point, coming from Hazel Park City Manager Edward Klobuchar.
We're glad that the Michigan Attorney General's office has decided to issue criminal charges in this matter.
Those charges are against former Hazel Park Treasurer Joanne Hubbs Reeves, and Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel announced those charges on Tuesday.
Back in 2018, we conducted an internal investigation assisted by an outside law firm, and we found evidence of theft and misconduct on the part of our former treasurer, Joanne Hubbs.
Nessel's office tells Local 4 Joanne Hubbs Reeves is charged with 1 count of embezzlement by a public official or agent, $50 or more, which is a 10-year felony. 1 count of official misconduct in office, which is a 5-year felony. And lastly, 1 count of embezzlement by an employee or agent, $1,000 or more, but less than $20,000. That's a 5-year felony. Now, Nesso's office tells me that former employee was fired back in July of 2018. Now, she's accused of using 2 checks that came for resident property taxes, totaling up to almost $4,700. She used that money for personal expenses. We're live tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
Okay, Larry, thanks.
Deputies need your help in finding the woman who stole a purse from an 80-year-old woman at a Kroger. Video shows the 80-year-old leaving her purse behind on the window ledge at the front of the Kroger store on Sashabaw Road. This is in Independence Township. Oakland County deputies say that's when a woman grabbed it and walked into the women's bathroom. Deputies say she took $100 from the purse and then left the purse in the bathroom. Now, cameras capture the woman leaving the bathroom without the purse. So take one more look, and if you recognize this woman, the Oakland County Sheriff's Office would like you to give them a call. It's 248-858-4911, 858-4911.
Well, it is one of the most notorious pieces of property in Metro Detroit. Just ahead, the new project aimed at replacing these buildings with something more family-friendly.
Also, it looks harmless enough, but this plant called water lettuce can cause big problems. Next at 6, where it's been spotted and what to do if you do see it.